Good morning, all Atmas. Today we are going to discuss under Atma Siddhi Yoga about the effect of buddhi under various mind consciousness of a student. So we have seen the interrelationship between the husband and wife and mother-in-law and daughter-in-law. So in the family, the third stage is the children who are in the student life, brahmacharya period. See, in respect of students, we come across various grade of students. See, some students are excellent, they score 90 above. Some students are good, they score from 80, 90. Some students are above 60, 80. Some students are average, they score from 50 to 60. Some students are below average, 40 to 50. Some students are below 40, they fail. So, in a class, if you see students, all rank in different categories. First rank to last rank. The first rank students stand in this category: excellent, good, above average, average, below average, dull. What is the significance of this ranking? This is based on the buddhi under various conscious levels of a student. So in case of excellent student, the buddhi is in the Atma Consciousness. So Atma Consciousness has got the characteristics that gives the buddhi to focus on the subject: concentration, dedication, interest, involvement, devotion, self-determination, self-confidence, patience, perseverance. All these good qualities is available under the Atma Consciousness. A student with these qualities can able to concentrate on the subject, and both when the teacher is teaching the lesson or while leading the subject at home, and his determination, his goal to score highest marks, to study the subject thoroughly well. All these things makes, when he is in the Atma conscious level, he is able to achieve the excellent results in his subjects, in exams. In case of good students, 80 to 90, they also are under Atma conscious level, but they also do very hard work, dedicated, involvement, devotion, interest in determination. All these things are there. But the good students, their shortfall of about 10 to 20% is mainly because in their subconscious mind, the blocks which they have brought from inherent from the previous life cycles are there to some extent, which creates a block for them to achieve the excellent highest level. In case of above average students, they are having a mixed level. They are mostly those, they are also in the Atma conscious level, but to a certain extent their mind, the buddhi is dragged towards a portion of ego and sensual conscious level also. That's why above average students 60 to 80, they will be concentrating, dedicating on subject, but still they get sometimes diverted by these sensual pleasures and the egoistic pleasures which they want to enjoy. To some extent, the percentage is less in case of above average. Whereas in the average case, Atma, ego and sensual consciousness, three will play to here this ego and consciousness to some extent will be a bit higher than Atma consciousness. In case of below average students, the sensual and ego consciousness is vibrant than Atma consciousness. Whereas in case of dull student, the sensual and ego consciousness is more. What does it mean? What is the characteristic of ego consciousness in a student? So he finds, he involves in teasing others and enjoying the pleasures. He makes his friends, they are called backbenchers in the classroom. So they make fun of the people. They give names to the teachers, they give names to the classmates, and they make fun of them, cutting jokes, gossiping, and fighting with people. By teasing, If somebody get anger, they go and fight with them. These kind of things are all because of the ego conscious level. And what is the characteristic of sensual conscious level in a student is, some students are very fearful, they are shy, they are having inferiority complex. They feel shy to ask questions to the teacher. They feel shy to speak, though they have a doubt, though they have interest. But this shyness and inferiority complex and fear and feeling that other people may tease them, all these things makes a person who is dedicated in learning, but because of his weaknesses, he could not able to achieve the desired result. So these are all the characteristics a student possesses, various category of student possesses, as regards the education in scoring the marks. And a student not only need to have the good, score the good marks, that alone will not make him to reach great heights. He should develop good conduct and character also. So an excellent conduct and character person will have the characteristics of kindness, generosity, universal love towards all, his helping nature, and he involves in involving in community service, social service, NSS activities, all these things. Is having a kindness, generous nature. He helps his friends to understand the subject and grow with him. So that kind of leadership qualities comes to an excellent student. A good student is concentrated, is having self-determination, self-confidence, shrewdness is there. A good student is also having a characteristic of excellent nature, that is divine consciousness and Atma consciousness will be there for him. But in case of bad students, they are egoistic. They have fighting nature, disrespect to the teachers and elders, teaching others, ragging, smoking, drinking, all these kinds of characteristics are there for ego when the buddhi is in the egoistic consciousness. And the dull students are those who are having the sensual conscious level, their buddhi in sensual consciousness, where they have fear, shyness, inferiority complex. This makes them to not participate in any activities conducted by the school, and they shy to participate in competitions. Whereas excellent students, they not only excel in the academic studies, they also excel in extracurricular activities. They also make all the people to join them as a leader. The leadership qualities is developed in the student, that should be developed in a student. So, what a student, a child in your family should aim at, he should train himself, he should analyze himself, that where his buddhi lies, whether it's in Atma consciousness or divine consciousness. So Atma consciousness will make him to concentrate on the subject thoroughly, and divine consciousness makes him to develop a good conduct and character in him. These two things will make him to reach great heights in academically and spiritually, and his conduct and character makes him to get a respect in the society. So, whereas in case of these dull students who are, so when the school level, when they are dull, that is, they are backbenchers, they enjoy their time in gossiping, teasing, all these things. They remain in sensual and ego conscious level. The ego conscious person in a school, if you see, is bit bold, and the sensual consciousness people are like his coterie of people, is what we call they are sycophants behind him. So under the bad character is a villain, means the other people are his aids. The sensual conscious people are his aids, whereas the ego conscious is like a villain. So they make fun of people, fun of teacher, all these things they make, and they don't focus on the subject. They divert themselves from their duties and spoil their time in wasting in gossiping, loitering, all these things. So these people, they remain dull during their school life. When an act is repeated again and again, it becomes a habit. So similarly, when a person keeps his mind in the sensual or ego conscious level, they develop a conduct and character which are of dull and bad nature. So the conduct and character is not good, that academically they are not doing well, like they are in the dull and below average level. So by the time they grow, they could not achieve success in their education, and they when they enter into the adulthood, when they want to search for job, they find it difficult to get a job, and once they get married, they find it difficult to meet the financial requirements of the family, and they suffer because of tension and pressure in not able to meeting the family commitments. So all this has happened because of their ignorance during their childhood days when they are student. So it is the duty of every student to see that they take their buddhi to the Atma and divine conscious level, so that they develop good conduct and character and focus on the subjects, focus on the studies, and achieve great heights in education. Along with them, they build a good conduct and character that enable reach them to the great heights. Tomorrow we will see how it has the students' psychology is affected when they are focusing on the subject, when the teacher is teaching the lesson, or when they study at home, and when they write examination, why they could not able to recapitulate the subject thoroughly, that which is making them to not to get full marks in the subjects. We'll focus exclusively on this and how he has to achieve changes nature of his character and conduct, nature of his buddhi to the supreme conscious level to score 100% in subjects in each subject, and how to achieve 100% character he has to build in to reach great heights. That we will see tomorrow.